Welcome back to another edition of Skipping Class. This is Kelvin. I am Jasmine along with Ian, and we are excited to be back with you. We're going to jump right into it and talk about golf. So, along with golf, we have a little Tiger Woods on our hands. Let's talk about Taylor. How do you guys feel about him in this overall conference?
Taylor's a great athlete. He's a great golfer. He's won the only event for the Lions this season, as he sits in what I think tied for 14th right there, right here in the conference. They have their final MIAA event coming up today, and I think he has a great shot. He hasn't been the most consistent. Ethan has probably been the most consistent as he sits 10th in the conference. But I think with those two at the helm, I think they have a great shot. I don't know golfer really stands out to me in MIAA, but just as guys in Missouri Southern, I think they have a great shot. Again, they're really good golfers. They have to find that consistency. They're going to a course that they played at before, so they've seen it. They know the ins and outs of the course, and I think they have a great shot again.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor's definitely the leader of the team as far as, I guess if you would say skill set, a person you would project as a possible winner because he's been a winner. But then you look at kind of the leadership factor. That's where Hutchinson probably comes in. That's where a few of the other guys that have been on this team for a little bit really make the difference, I guess you would say. So as far as results, they've been really up and down. You know, early in the season they performed really well, finishing I believe second in the opening tournament. And they've kind of been on the roller coaster ride, if you will.
Right.
So maybe, hopefully, these guys can kind of pick their act up and make a good push toward the end here. If nothing else, hopefully Lansford can put 2 and 2 together and maybe have an opportunity for some individual accolades moving forward. I don't know if I really see this team overall as a team that's going to make anything happen. I mean, they're good players, play some good golf. They've got a lot of young guys, so hopefully the future is bright. But if I were to say anything about this team, I think it's going through Lansford, and we'll see where it goes. So
Yeah, and for the rest of the team, guys like Cameron Hamilton, who's also in the top 20, he's a solid golfer. They need him to step up in a big way. I think the freshman Tristan, I forget his last name, but he's a freshman, and everybody on the team's love him. He's a great guy. I've spoken to him on many occasions. He would need to step his game up.
Right.
Besides, again, and to your point, the rest of the team overall collectively, I mean, they have been roller coaster, and not necessarily. I don't think they've finished in the middle of the pack. They've been below average, to say the least. So, besides Hutchinson and Lansford, who need to raise their game another level just to give the team a shot, the rest of the team needs to raise their game one more step too.
So overall, you guys are saying that they just need to step up.
Everybody.
Sure.
Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's coach. Maybe coach needs to step up a little bit too. Golf is so individual as far as what you bring to the table and your mind and all the things that you have to control. We saw that in the Masters with Jordan Spieth kind of collapsing, is what everybody's saying. So it's tough. It's a tough game to play, but it makes men out of boys. So we'll see if these boys can grow up into men.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Let's jump right over into track. Now, Kevin, I overheard you saying that this last meet that they had was probably the best performance that they have had yet. Why did you say that?
Top to bottom, I mean, they look good. I mean, at the SBU invite, both the men's and women picked up big time event victories. The ladies picked up 6, I think the guys 4 or 5. The ladies, when I spoke to Coach Vavra, she didn't want to hint at the possibility that the ladies are going out here performing at their best. Because she is retiring at the end of the outdoor season.
So sad.
Yeah, and we chuckled at that notion, but I think they are. I think they love Avra a lot. They've been through a lot with her the last, especially her senior in the upperclassmen, the Reagans and the Morgans. They've been through a lot with her the last 3, 4, 5 years. So I think they want to go out there and they just want to do it for her. Track and field is also a very individual sport, but you do compete collectively as a team. And both men's and women's did well. They both are ranked nationally. So the women are really good. I think this is the time where they want to hit their peak going into the conference championships coming up here soon. Similar to what they did in the indoor season, which they hit their peak, I think, in the middle of the pack, in the middle of the indoor season.
Right.
Hit their peak, did really, really well in the conference season, which led to them getting All-American honors and winners in the national. So for the ladies, they did a great job. The men, they also did a great job. I would still like to see more guys step up individually. I mean, we still have the fastest guy maybe in Division II and fairly still breaking records and
Oh, for sure.
athlete of the week for the third straight week. So I would like to see more depth with those guys because the ladies don't really have that depth. They lack depth, but they have some really talented women at their
Right.
individual events. So
Right.
they're doing really well. I think they're heading in the right direction.
So before we swing over to baseball, Ian, what do you think, or who do you think is the most valuable athlete on our track team, men's or women's?
I mean, you have to start from the top down when you bring up that topic, and it's got to be Jeff. Um, he might not be the vocal leader that in some sports you need when you're playing football, when you're playing baseball. You need that person that's going to be vocal, get in your face, and inspire you. Track, I think the argument can be made that it's more about the coach doing that, inspiring that action within you. It's more of an interpersonal kind of communication that gets you hyped up. I mean, obviously, you hear the slow claps, and if you go to a track meet, there's certain things that happen that inspire action from the teammates. But really, I mean, what it boils down to is, can you perform? And when you lead by example like Jeff has, like you said, 3 times in a row, I mean, every week this guy's getting it done, moving faster, breaking more school records, taking over the 400 now, and that's not even his event at all.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, oddly enough, he owns the record in that event already, which he broke. So it's not his event, but I mean, what event isn't his? So at this point,
it just speaks
when
to
it comes to running.
how multifunctional his talent is. You know, I mean, if it involves running and being fast,
He's the
this is
best
going to be
at
the
it.
dude. It just does not matter. So, yeah, I mean, you have to start with Jeff, and then obviously, if you want to talk about the most valuable people, it's your top-notch performers and it's your coaches when it comes to track. So,
yeah, and they have great coaches. The most valuable, I mean, I would have to agree, would be Fraley. Again, I would like to see him run some more. I would like to see him, sustain his success throughout the rest of this indoor season. And I would like to see him excel when it comes to the conference because he didn't really do as well as he wanted during nationals. So I would like to see him. I think he's on a mission to get an award this year. This is his last outdoor season, if I'm not mistaken.
and I think somebody under the radar we need to keep our eyes on, somebody who's dealing with some injuries, is Kiprop, who came back and won
he won
his
the
event. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a lot moving forward that's building as far as beneficial things. So, got a couple injuries that we're going to have to fight through, but future's definitely bright for this outdoor season.
For sure.
Awesome. Let's get over here into baseball. Best athlete on our baseball team, and then give me a little insight about our coaches because they don't get enough spotlight, shine, anything. So, Ian.
I think if I look at athlete, I mean, you would normally maybe run to the outfield, look at position players, but I think Peyton Walker looks like a tremendous athlete. You know, what he brings to the table and what he's been able to rack up as far as consistency and the performance for 4 years. You know, this guy's been here doing it every single time he steps on the mound for the entire time that I've been here and he's been here. So it's tremendous to see that, and just knowing a few of the guys on the team, former guys that were on the team, seems like he's really budded into this great leader for this team that needs that from a senior, especially from a pitching staff that's struggling right now. So he's kind of the glue that's keeping this whole thing together from top to mound, lead by example once again, and then, to go hand in hand with that, the coaching staff starts from the top down too. I mean, we're looking at Darnell. He might not be the most hands-on coach from what I hear from a number of players, but I think that is the elite level of baseball as far as collegiately and then into the pros. It's more of that minute examples. I'm here to help you get better in a certain extent, but you're already good, and that's why you're here. So I think some players have a tough time kind of adapting to that. They're so used to that JUCO and the high school baseball where it's just coach, 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 coach. But then when you see those elite players come in, they don't need that. Peyton Walker is going to be a great pitcher no matter what. Jesse Rawls going to hit bombs no matter what. These guys have to take it upon themselves to really grow as players. And when we know, like we were talking about earlier, Jesse Rawl, he's pre-med. So, I mean, the number of hours these guys put in on the field and then specifically off the field really speaks volumes about what they're capable of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the best athlete, I'm going to stray in a different direction. I'm going to go to a position player. I'm going to go with Richie Gorski at the shortstop position.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, Gorski, I think he's a big-time athlete. He's a great hitter at the top of the lineup. I'd agree with you. He doesn't seem like the most hands-on guy, but he does have a keen eye for talent. He has a lot of individual talent on his team, and he's able to tap into the talent with these guys.
Darnell, you mean?
Darnell. And this team is also trending in the right direction. They just won a series versus Northwest. They have a big series coming up against UCM right after the game at PSU that they hit the road. PSU is It's a, they're
Let's call them
trash.
what they are.
They're trash, but it's a rival, which you can't be overlooked. They're going to come in or really hit the road. So we need to go in there. You're looking to win that ball game, and it's it's just one game, like all the other conference opponents, which is odd in its own right. But they need to win that single game, and then UCM. We got to hit the road to play UCM, which is the top team in conference. And I wish it was here. And in baseball, they only play the conference opponents once, one series a season. So I hated that they don't come here to Joplin, but it is what it is. I would, for their confidence, for the sake of their conference season, which I assume they will be in, of course, they need to win that series. They just need to win that series. UCM is a really, really, really good team. And then their schedule following UCM is really weak. They face PSU 2 more times. They also have Lincoln and Fort Hays on the schedule. And both of those teams come to Joplin. I would like to see those guys sweep those guys, get those out the way. And they need to climb the charts a little bit higher. They can probably get as high as third. But if not fifth, don't be satisfied with fifth place right now, which where they stand. But they have some good, but they have to play good baseball to close out the season. They're more capable of doing that.
Sure, it's
the pitching staff has to step up.
That's what it is. I talked to Bryce Darnell a couple days ago on the phone for a few minutes, and he alluded to the growth that he's seen in Cody Smith, guy coming back from a tough injury. You hurt your back like that. All the twisting and the movement that you have in your torso, everything is so correlated in baseball. Whether you're playing in the field, you're on top of the mound, or you're batting, doesn't matter. So I think we've seen some strides. And from his statistics of what he did in JUCO, this guy could really be lights out down the stretch, and that could be the difference between winning the MIAA championship this year and not, because we really haven't had that secondary person. Hutchinson has kind of fallen off, unfortunately, not having a great year. I don't know if he's dinged up or what exactly is holding him back, but Cody Smith, it's got to be him.
Got to be a guy. Awesome. Well, let's get over into this fun topic. It's about eSports. So do you feel like gamers out here everywhere, even on the campus of Missouri Southern, is really going to do this? And then how does this gaming system affect you?
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
You know what? Look, I'm not the biggest fan of esports.
Okay.
When I do get on the sticks, I'm a big Madden guy. I'm a big 2K guy.
Okay.
I enjoy PGA Tour a little bit. Mortal Kombat, I love fighting. But as far as esports, I think it's great. I think if you can expand that brand to the point where it's on ESPN and it's televised, there's millions and millions of gamers out here, and it's a big time event. The crowd is loud, they're into it, and the gamers are feeding off that energy, almost similar to real sports in a sense. So, will I be watching it? Do I watch it when it's on TV?
Oh, come on. Support them, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, it was on this past weekend, and I checked it out for a couple minutes, more out of just confusion than anything. It just surprised the heck out of me that it was on TV. But you can't dispute the fact that video games and esports are just making a meteoric rise. And it's been something that throughout the world, especially in Japan and Asian countries where these games are dominant, I mean, they have bars that you go to where you don't go there to drink, you go there because there's 400 video game consoles set up and you just play. So it's making it here. It's starting to become that, and obviously that seeing it on ESPN is kind of a slap in the face of where this is really going. So I mean, they're definitely making a comeback, and with all the games, like you said, Madden and stuff like that, we've already got tournaments for that, and apparently Missouri Southern has got a little Halo group about to start to maybe play Pitt State, so we're seeing it on our campus, and I know there's scholarships and stuff like that available at a lot of schools. Maybe we'll see it here soon.
I mean, power to the nerds, simply power to the
nerds.
No, but that's a compliment.
You can't call them nerds.
Everybody's playing, we're all nerds.
I'm a nerd in this sense.
Hey, women are nerds too. I mean, we know a lot about sports. Don't get it twisted. But let's get right into our skipping class question. Would you sign up for esports, or are you going to go to the baseball games? You have to decide, and you let us know. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Skipping Class. My name is Jasmine Jeffrey, along with Ian and Kelvin. Peace out.
Far out.
See ya. Get on both baseball and esports.